welcome back to On the Clock. My name is Jackson Reed, and as you can tell, I'm in my casual clothes, and my reasoning for that is I don't even need to be here right now. I know the public wants to hear all about how Jordan and Dylan are neck and neck on the last show of the semester, and that's why I'm here. I'm just chilling in my comfy clothes. We can intro in, we can three-box them in. We can see Jordan, we can see Dylan, and we can see that scoreboard. We can see how far ahead I am of everybody here. I don't even really need to be here. You don't really need my locks. I'm sure you'd like to tail them, but you don't need them. Either way, we're going to get these two involved. Fellas, welcome back to On the Clock. How are we doing? Last episode of the semester. How are we feeling? Dylan, tough week last week. What happened?
Yeah, just had to mention that right off your arrogance there at the beginning of the show.
Oh, too bad. So sad.
No, yeah, worst week of the show so far for me at 1-5. So kind of choked the lead versus Siggy there. Mm-hmm. Sadly, he had one of his good weeks, like every 6 weeks that he has one.
Few and far between.
So
every once in a while.
Unfortunately, it just did not work out for me this week, and you know, I still got the one game lead on him, so it doesn't really matter. It's gonna end up the same. So.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I mean, I went 3-0 in NFL picks and 4-2 on the week, so you know I'm very excited. As Dylan said, I'm one game back because we did just calculate our World Series picks that we made like a month ago.
Forgot to chuck them in the scoreboard.
Yeah,
just let everybody know
now.
I was right on mine and he was wrong on his.
Anyway, I lost because I said the Phillies would win, and Veen won because he said it would go 5 games or more. So he's got a game lead on me because of that. But as we know, we got 6 more locks to make, and so I'm hoping for a last-second Hail Mary this week.
All right, let's get it started. Dylan, your last hurrah. How are you going to defend your second-place crown?
Well, I'm going to go and start with Seattle versus the Carolina Panthers this week. I think the spread is very, very low. It's -2. Right now it's -3, but I took a point differential and make it 2.5 just to get that field goal spread in case they did win by a field goal. But the Panthers are not a good football team. They just released, I truly think, their best quarterback on the team in Baker Mayfield as per his request, but Sam Darnold's leading that team. We all know what Sam Darnold can do. That team has been in disarray all season, has not been trying to win all season. So I'm going to take the Seahawks, who are fighting for a playoff spot right now at 7-5, -2.5. I'll take that all day. That's easy one for me. Ravens and Steelers under 37 also seems pretty easy for me. Look, the only reason the Ravens were even a team this year so far is because Lamar Jackson's really been carrying him with no wide receivers. J.K. Dobbins went out earlier this season, and now Lamar Jackson's hurt with the knee injury. And Pittsburgh, let's face it, Pittsburgh is not a good team. They beat Atlanta on one of my picks last week because Marcus Mariota forgot how to play football in the fourth quarter, threw 2 interceptions. I mean, the Steelers are just an incomplete football team. They've got a decent defense, but their offense struggles with Kenny Pickett. The under at 37 points, it seems like neither one of these teams are going to score any points. Seems easy. The last one, this one I can't even believe the spread on it. It's Vikings plus 3.5 against the Detroit Lions.
Vegas knows something about that.
Like,
I know where Veen's going with this already, and I'm just going to say he's wrong out of the gate.
No.
It's not the Vikings. It's never been the Vikings.
What'd you pick?
This one, dude, this one's a meatball right down the center. Like it's easy. Like,
yes, because you've hit so many out of the park this semester. You're just on a roll.
I just feel like the Vikings are a 9-2 team. Average. The Lions are not. I mean, they're what, 5-7. They've been playing okay like recently, but the Vikings are a way better team. I'll take them against the spread. I mean, plus 3.5. They have them by a field goal. That's just easy money for me for the NFL.
Game?
Detroit.
Yeah.
In Detroit.
Little weird.
Yeah, I think Vegas knows something you don't.
All right, I'll get mine out of the way, and I'll let you know these are pretty wacky outside of the usual suspect, and let's get that out of the way. The Giants, plus 7. You knew they were going to be here. They're always here. You're with the wagon or you're against the wagon. It's as we get closer to the playoffs, and that's the energy we have right now. You're with us or you're against us. We're going with the Giants. We're going with the 7 points against the Eagles. Giants are a wagon. They're just so good. They're so good against the spread. But anyway, let's get to that second lock. The Dolphins, -3 at the Chargers. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Chargers. I like the Dolphins a little bit more.
Good reasoning.
But like, these don't even really matter at the end of the day. I like this hit. Bow! Fumble. 6. How are you? So, yeah, we're going with that. And then lastly, this is the biggest spread I think I've ever seen in an NFL game, in my experience. The Texans plus 17.5.
Wow.
At Dallas. Like, I understand the Colts got shut out 33-0 and got boat raced on Sunday Night Football a couple days ago. I get that.
They're 1-10. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're picking.
The Texans are
It's the
definitely
NFL.
the
They
are
worst
1-10.
team in
No,
the league.
no, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
like by a mile.
They are the leaders of the Bryce Young sweepstakes, like without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I just think they're going to be able to keep this close. Like I don't think it's going to be a 3-possession game like Vegas thinks it will be. And you know what? If they lose by 16, it still hits as a lock. Not that it really matters, whatevs. Ziegler, this is you know what? This is our last chance, Ziegler. How are we going to get to the top? The top being second place. But how are we going to get?
Why does everybody just hate on me?
I would
all
just like to
semester?
point out how
Everybody's
much
just
I
been
love
hating on
and
me.
appreciate the support
know what?
from me, and more importantly, just that everyone's rooting
Absolutely.
against Veen.
Absolutely.
I'm going to
always
use your
fun.
Seahawks this week to beat you. I already picked the Seahawks. I'm ready to
How are we
use
getting
your
this done,
Seahawks
Jordan?
against you.
All right, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's the last show of the semester, and I guess of 2022. So I went a little bit out of left field. So we're either going to have a horrible week or a phenomenal week.
Gotta go for broke.
First NFL pick seems reasonable, though. Jets at Bills, Jets +9. It's a divisional game. I get it's in Orchard Park in Buffalo. Obviously a super tough place to play.
New York is cold, too.
Well, yeah, that is true. Thank you
But
for that input.
the Jets already beat Buffalo.
Well, the Jets play in cold weather, too. That's the
Yeah.
argument I'm trying to make.
Okay.
I can't see. I don't see the Jets beating Buffalo twice.
They don't have to be Buffalo
That's
twice.
not at all what they have to do. They just have to keep it a one-score game. Divisional game, the Jets are not out of the AFC East divisional race,
Nobody is.
and they're clinging on to the 7th seed in the AFC playoffs right now. So obviously, huge game, huge implications. They're probably not going to win, but they're going to keep it close. So that's my most reasonable pick out of the 3 NFL ones that I have.
My bad. I thought you said Jets money line on that.
No.
That's why I said
No,
that.
Jets
no,
plus
no,
9.
no, no. You
Just
said
to
plus
clarify.
9. You said plus 9.
I do have the Lions money line though, -120. Yes, the Lions are favored.
Take a stab at it.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Sometimes
well.
sometimes you just got to throw it up there and see what happens.
In a free game where they're going to give you a 10-2 team, you're going to take the minus odds on that game? Oh,
Yes.
man. No way.
And I'm standing
No
by it.
way.
I will die on that hill. I do not care. The Lions money line hit
Well,
crazy for me last week, so I just like to throw that
splashed
out.
last week.
Yeah, never in doubt. Also, I went 2 for 2 on plus 100 money lines last week, so I'm kind of riding that money line heater right now. Their offense is back. It's really good. And the other note I have is why not? So that's my reasoning for the Lions.
So that game is pretty much going to decide a semester of picking on this show.
The
Yeah, why
Lions are
not?
going to.
It's going to come down to Lions and
Lions
Vikings
and Kirk Cousins.
in the middle
Well,
of December.
actually, what it might come down to is the Raiders and the Rams. The Rams.
Don't put that kind of pressure on me.
The Rams are plus 200 on the money line. They're playing at home.
Take the 7
a
points,
very bad
Jordan.
Raiders team.
Take the 7 points. What are you doing?
Taking the plus.
Wait, you're taking the money.
line.
You're taking the money line
I'm
for
taking
the
the
Rams?
plus 200 money line. Rams are going to beat the Raiders for reasons of.
I'm winning.
This.
Just take the plus 7.
This is my thank you
The
to
limit is
Jackson Reed,
-150.
who's been supporting me and my trying to get to second place
Can
throughout
you
the
just switch
semester.
your pick for me because I'm
And
trying
so-
to support you. Take the plus 7. Take the plus 7.
I'm too confident in it right now. I'm taking the plus 200
If they
odds.
lose by 3 points, I'm going to lose
The
my
Rams
mind.
are winning. They look good against the Seahawks last week. It took a last-second touchdown drive by the GOAT, Geno Smith,
That much is true.
in order for them to do it. So, Rams plus 200. Reasoning isn't all that sound, but we're going with it.
Not
so
at all.
Might as well. Any other contention from you guys?
No.
I don't think so.
I would have wished you would have took the plus 7, but at the end of the day, it's not my life, and that's why I'm in first place, and that's why you're in last.
Well, yeah, felt like
So
a little
it
bit of a
is.
low blow.
So
With
it is.
that being said, we're going to take it to a quick break and have Claire's Classroom and Jack McGarr Teaser Tuesday
I'm
coming up after
so
the break.
pumped.
Yeah, I always just clap in this part.
This is where everyone's talking amongst themselves. Do you know how to do it? Do you know how to do it?
Are we supposed to smile?
When do we start? Somebody over here already started.
Can we talk about the piccolo part? It's the most complicated one.
It is.
If you listen, you're doing it when the band's not playing.
You have to tell me when it starts. I still don't know.
Here we go. happen now.
No humps.
Nailed it.
I practiced this morning.
Mine was just two people.
It has a right and a wrong way of doing it. No. Wrong.
I like my way better.
I don't know how to do the end.
It's just.
I don't know the head.
It's hard by yourself.
Hey guys, welcome to the first week of Claire's Classroom. I've spent the past week studying all of this crazy sports betting stuff so you don't have to. Today, we're learning about the money line, which is the odds that a sportsbook lists for a wager for each team to win the game. The money line is a type of bet that is picking the team to win, not by how much or how many points will be scored, but it's by who wins. When betting the favorite team, the money line will be a negative number and followed by the number in the hundreds. The number represents how much money you win if you bet $100. The money line is the least risky to bet on, but it typically has the least reward. So if you bet on something that's pretty obvious on who would win, then the bet will get a smaller reward. For example, plus 110 means that the team is not favored and that if they win, you will bet $100 and you will get 110 back. When dealing with the money line in the minus sense, the farther away from the three-digit number is from 100, the more likely it is to happen, and therefore the less money you'll win if the bet hits. When dealing with a plus line, the closer it is to 100 means it is more likely, and farther away it is, it's less likely. The line can also change depending on what the public is betting. Sometimes public opinion is different from what the people in Vegas who created these betting lines believe. Also, mattering on what the betting platform you are on, the lines can be slightly different. Well, I hope that just gives you a little knowledge on sports betting and all that jazz. Now let's head over to Jack for this week's Teaser Tuesday.
What's up, guys? I'm back, and it's the last Teaser Tuesday of the semester, which is crazy because I feel like it just started. But this is the last one, and we're going to try to make it a winner here. I've got another 6 legs, 7-point teaser at plus 450 odds on DraftKings. You know the deal. Let's get this one a winner. And we're going to start off with the Eagles' money line against the New York Giants. Jackson gave it earlier at plus 7 for the Giants. I think the Eagles take this on the money line and at least win the game. I don't know if they cover the spread necessarily because it is a divisional game late in the season, which is usually a close game for both sides. But I do like the Eagles at the money line. I think Hurts continues his MVP caliber season so far. I think the Eagles continue their one-loss season. This is a game that could be a trap. It is a plus 7 game, and again, it is a divisional game late in the season. It'll be close either way, but I do think the Eagles sneak it out. The offense is just so good with Hurts, A.J. Brown, and the run game that Hurts brings and the rest of the running backs that they have. I think their offense is just too good. The Giants' defense is good, and I agree that they're a good team, and they will probably make the playoffs in the wild card spot, but the Eagles will take this game on the money line. I'll take it 7 points down to take it at even money line instead of the minus 7. The second pick I have for you is the Chiefs minus 2 at the Denver Broncos. This is probably the freest pick of the entire teaser right here. The Broncos are terrible. We've seen it all year, and they've given you no reason to keep betting on the Broncos, and you shouldn't start now. The Chiefs have given you every reason to bet on them, and they've hit every single time I put them in the teaser so far, and they'll continue to hit this one. Mahomes is going to continue his MVP season so far, and the Chiefs are just really good on offense. Mahomes, Kelsey, all their weapons that they have at the wide receiver position are amazing. The Broncos defense is top 3 in my opinion, but the defense isn't enough to compete with that terrible offense that they have at Denver. Their defense will hold the Chiefs to below 20 to 24 points, but I don't see the Broncos scoring more than 10 points. You just saw it last week. The Ravens put up 10 points against the Broncos and won the game. I don't even know how it's humanly possible in an NFL game, but you saw it last week. You'll see it again this week. The Chiefs are a 9-point spread right now. I think they cover that too, but I'll happily take the 7 points of insurance with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Give me the Chiefs minus 2 in the second leg of the teaser. The third leg I have for you is the Seahawks plus 2.5 at home versus the Carolina Panthers. Now, I don't know why this spread is so low. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but this spread is severely low for the Seattle Seahawks. They're at home versus the Carolina Panthers, who the Carolina Panthers, as we've seen, are terrible. They just released Baker Mayfield today. They've got Sam Darnold at quarterback, and honestly, I think Baker Mayfield was a better option at quarterback. But Sam Darnold is not good enough to have them win a game this season. The Seahawks are, again, severely low on the spread. I'd take the Seahawks at -10 if we're being completely honest. But if you're going to give me a +2.5 for the Seahawks, I will happily take that. The home field advantage plays a huge advantage in this one. I think the Seahawks are just way too good to lose this game. The Carolina Panthers are going to be vying for a top draft pick in this year's draft. They're not trying to win any more games. The Seahawks are trying to cement their place atop the division and in contention with the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Seahawks are going to win this game. Give me them on the spread. Give me them -10. I'll take the +2.5, though, for the easy insurance. The fourth leg I have for you is the San Francisco 49ers +3.5 at home versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You saw it last night. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just are not a good team right now. They did win that game. I know they did. They're leading their division somehow, some way, because their division is just awful. And honestly, with their record right now, they will host a playoff game when the playoffs come around, which is just insane to say that. But the San Francisco 49ers are just too good. I know they lost Jimmy Garoppolo. I know Trey Lance is hurt. But Brock Purdy is going to show why he's actually a viable option at quarterback. He showed it last week against the Dolphins. He actually came in and played actually a great game against a good Dolphins defense. I know the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is good, but Tom Brady just looks a little bit lost at quarterback, and the rest of the offense honestly looks a little bit lost too. I think the San Francisco 49ers defense is just way too good. They're number 1 in the league, and it's not even close in defense. Their defense is going to wreak havoc for that entire offense. I think the Niners take the spread outright, but I'll happily take it down 7 points and get the hook at +3.5. I think that's also a free leg on this teaser. The fifth leg I have is probably my least confident one, so if you want to switch it up with some team, I don't blame you on this one. But the Dolphins +3.5 at the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I get the +3.5 hook, so if it does end up in a field goal game, I still win this one. But the Dolphins do look good when they play teams that aren't top-tier teams in the NFL. The Chargers are not one of the best teams in the NFL. It's not even close. But the Dolphins are still fighting for a Super Bowl contention and fighting for a playoff spot. The Dolphins look really good with Tua. They look great with Tyreek. They look great with Waddle. They have great running backs. I mean, the team looks great complete, and their defense is honestly really good too. The Chargers just look really lost right now. Their team is so banged up. Justin Herbert is still playing decently well, but he's not playing to what everyone thought he was going to play this year, and that has to do with his weapons being out. They're still out right now. I don't think the Chargers take this one. I think the Dolphins take the 3.5 spread, but I'll happily take them at +3.5 as well. The last leg I have for you, and Jackson mentioned it earlier, probably the biggest spread I've ever seen in an NFL game, but I will take the Cowboys down 7 points to -10 at home versus the Texans. The Cowboys just showed you last week that they are really, really good. I know they routed the Colts 33 points in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's going to happen again where they have a quarter that good, but I think they're just so complete on both offense and defense that they'll take this game by a large, large margin. I will happily take it down 7 points, though, because I hate betting 17-point spreads, but -10 seems like a good line. The whole Cowboys offense looks really good, and especially against a porous Texans run defense. I think Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott will have a great game. I don't think Dak needs to throw the ball too many times when they just run against the Texans. I think -10 is a great spread, and at home in Jerry's world. Give me the Cowboys -10 to complete the teaser and have this be a winning week for us. I'll run it down one more time so you can get those picks in. Eagles money line, Chiefs -2, Seahawks +2.5, the Niners +3.5, Dolphins +3.5, and the Cowboys at -10. Those are your 6 legs at +450 on DraftKings. I really think this is going to be a great week on the teaser, and we'll see you after break.
This is your reminder to drink more water. It is important to stay hydrated in order to stabilize your mood, maintain clear thinking, and protect your overall health. Make sure to drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. Try to carry a water bottle with you throughout the day. And make sure to also drink water in between meals. Drink more water.
Welcome back. Magar, appreciate the Teaser Tuesday, brother. It's always good. I hope it hits. You know what I mean? He's fire with the teasers, fellas. He's just as good as it comes. Claire, giving us some education. We're getting educational on a Tuesday afternoon. You got to appreciate that too. But fellas, the last lock segment of the calendar year. I hate being that guy. It's like, see you next year. Like, no, you won't. You'll see us in like a month. But you know what I mean. Of the year, really. And that means bowl games. Yes, bowl games. Let's get it started. Mine, first one. We're going to the Wisconsin bowl game. They're playing Oklahoma State. Give me the Badgers and give me -3. Graham Mertz, ding dong. The Wicked Witch is dead. I'm so pumped. Graham Mertz, goodbye. You're out of Wisconsin. Miles Burkett, welcome, young fella. I saw the graphic. Sorry, my bad. Graham Mertz, gone. Miles Burkett, you're in. Let's do it. I'm pumped. Wisconsin -3 against Oklahoma State. Next, I feel like a team that's picked pretty commonly here is UNC football. They've had a great year this year. Drake May's been awesome. It's a high-powered offense. They score a ton of points. UNC +12 against Oregon. I feel like that's a good spread. I'm excited for that game. Bo Nix, Drake May. This is going to be two fun teams playing each other in a bowl game. I'm very excited for it. I think UNC will they could win that game, honestly, but I don't think it's going to get out of hand.
Jackson, I can tell you right now that taking Drake May is not going to get you anywhere because I did that last week, and look where that is.
You took an over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that not the UNC's offense?
I think UNC wins that game. Those are two struggling teams. They both finished the year really bad. And
that's what I'm saying.
I think UNC has more to play for than Oregon does.
And listen up, people. The freest bowl game pick of them all.
Oh, goodness.
Alabama -4. They're playing Kansas State. Kansas State lost to Tulane.
Aren't half of Alabama's starters?
I don't care.
Isn't Tulane in a New York?
Jackson, don't you go after my Tulane? Don't you go after my Tulane Green Wave over there? That was the only team that hit me last week.
I was applauding their efforts in beating K-State.
Tulane's in
yeah, but that was an insult. Saying K-State got beat by Tulane. That was an insult.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know that Alabama is going to cover a 4-point spread against Kansas State. I don't care if it's at Alabama.
Yeah, I wasn't
arguing
arguing
I don't care if it's at K-State. I don't care if it's on the moon. And I don't care if Alabama's JV team is playing. It doesn't matter. Alabama is far more talented than Kansas State is. Kansas State also doesn't have their starting quarterback. Alabama is going to win that game by 17 to 21 points.
Wow.
Alabama is going to blow out K-State.
They'll win it by 2 possessions.
They will.
I agree.
They just will. It's just teams don't beat Alabama in bowl games. It just really does, other than Georgia. And K-State ain't Georgia, if you haven't noticed. That's my take on it. Who's next?
I don't know how I feel about that last one. Yeah, last 3 locks of the semester for me, and they're going to get kind of weird. So that's your heads up right away.
Let's do it.
Unfortunately, I have some sad news. The Kraken money line is at -200 odds, so I cannot take that.
Dang.
So instead, I'm taking the -1.5. Let's ride the spread. Roll Octopus. Roll Octopus. That's a new nickname I'm giving the Kraken.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Canadians. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Kraken are a wagon. The Octopus are a wagon. Matty Beniers right there winning the game in OT.
Home happy.
Sending the fans home happy. Kraken are winning by more than 2 goals. That's tonight. That's free. I've never lost with the Kraken on here. So Kraken -1.5. That's the first one. Next, Illinois and Texas. Huge basketball game tonight.
Big one.
In college basketball. Big one.
You would take Illinois, wouldn't
It's
you?
in Madison Square Garden, neutral site.
He's going to take
Texas
Illinois.
is the #2 team in the nation. They have looked almost unbeatable all year.
True.
Illinois. Money line. +125.
Who is this guy?
Terrence Shannon Jr. That's all I have to say. He's shooting 50% from the field.
Tyrese Hunter is literally a better point guard.
Nah, Terrence Shannon Jr. Trust.
You're
okay?
just caught up in the hype, aren't you?
Illinois winning. Don't
It's hard
even
to
worry
cheer
about
for
it.
you. You make it so hard.
But that does not, it pales in comparison to my last pick.
Oh, God.
I'm getting weird with the very last pick I have this semester on the clock.
Okay.
Green Bay at Loyola Chicago in NCAA basketball.
Please tell me you're choosing Loyola Chicago.
The spread is 19.5, and I am taking the Ramblers.
Why?
I believe that's their mascot.
It is.
At 19.5 to cover that. All I know about Loyola Chicago is Sister Jean.
Yep.
And they made an improbable run in March Madness in, I think, 2018. I was like a freshman in high school. Yeah, so that's all I know. And as you can see right there, Loyola Chicago with the buzzer beater in 2018 March Madness.
This was 8 years ago. Not really.
Okay, it wasn't 8 years ago. It was a
like
long time
5
ago.
years ago.
Doesn't matter. The memory's still fresh in my head. Also, there's 362 Division I basketball teams, and Green Bay is ranked 358.
Oh, they are bad.
So
Yeah, they're bad.
that's all I have to say about that.
All right, Dylan. Send us home.
I'm going to go with 2 regular ones with my NCAA picks first. First, I'm going to go Kansas and Arkansas over 68 points. These are 2 good offenses where they play well and play bad defenses. So, I mean, Jefferson's playing fine for Arkansas, but, Jalen Daniels was out since week 5 and came back to play Texas and K-State. They looked a little bit off on offense after him just returning back. Now they got the time to practice. They've got the time to go through everything and get him back to 100% and get him in the game. I think they're going to do well against Arkansas. I think Arkansas is going to torch Kansas's defense just like everybody has all season. So I think you'll have no problem going over 68 points. I think it's going to be something like a 38-34 type of game, maybe like a 44-34 type of game, something like that. But no problem hitting the over there. I don't really care about the spread. So the next one's going to be Marshall minus 9.5 against UConn. Like UConn is 9-3 against the spread, but like Marshall has just played big games all season when they've needed to. It's just Marshall. I don't know why. 9.5. It seems like Marshall's going to win the game. They're better in every stat. Marshall's got a good run defense, and they got a really good rushing attack, and UConn's got a horrible rush defense. So it just makes too much sense for me to take them at minus 9.5 there. And my last one is going to be weirder than Jordan's. We're going to professional darts.
Okay. It's much
professional darts.
It's much weirder.
We're going to professional darts for my last pick of the semester. Mickey Manshell over Ben Robb. He is the Cyclone. He's going out a left-handed monster. 145 odds. Put your money on Manshell. December 15th. That's going to be the lock. That's what's going to win it over Ziggy. You heard it here first. Mickey Manshell. You heard it here.
Like, that's how we got to go out for the semester. Make sure you follow us on social media. We have a ton of stuff going up there. TikTok, Instagram, especially if this darts pick doesn't hit. It's going on Instagram. We're doing some get to know the cast and crew. Alex just posted hers. If you didn't know, Alex and I are together. If you've not, you know on the Instagram now. But yeah, either way, we're going home. Thank you for the semester. Have a good one. Take care as always. The darts.